Today we tackle questions from two separate viewers who happen to be in very similar situations, and that is they're about to enroll into university and they just don't know which major to go for. Hey guys, it's Brian back at you with another video where my goal is to mentor you to a rewarding career and to help you create a life you're proud of. And today I have two separate questions from two separate viewers, but they're very similar. We're talking about what major to choose. And I've done a couple videos already, but you know what? I thought that I should talk about this again and answer this one just because I understand that it's a very important stage of your life and there's a lot of weight put on this. Many of you out there, this is a very important topic, so I want to take a moment, another opportunity to address this. Okay, so the first email goes, have currently stumbled upon your YouTube channel and have watched a great amount of your videos. I really appreciate your insight and approach to many topics, which is why I'm emailing you today. I was looking for your suggestions regarding on what to study in university. Through my academic experience, I've always struggled with mathematics. I seem to be average at sciences, but don't really love taking them. However, I have very strong reading and writing skills. At first, my plan was to pursue a degree within the liberal arts, specifically around something with social sciences. I have researched and asked around. The job prospect seems to be continuously declining. I want a career doing something I love, but also want a stable financial payoff as well. What do you suggest? And now here's the second email. Hi, I'm from Malaysia. I'm supposed to enroll in university this year, but I just can't decide on what I should major in. To be honest, I don't really know what major that I am interested in. Now my thought is on either computer science, marketing, or English language. But for me, English language might provide me quite less career prospects. I don't really want to become a teacher, but since I'm quite good at languages, so I list down as one of my choices. And I'm also quite introverted person. I'm quite afraid to talk to other people, but people around me said that I should be in marketing since my personality is good and suitable to major in marketing. And more, I'm not sure whether I can manage to study well in computer science major because computer science involve a lot of mathematics that I'm quite weak in. In Malaysia, high school never involved any subjects like programming, so it's quite a fresh subject to me and I cannot say whether I like it or not. Thank you guys so much for sending me these questions and please keep them coming. I love hearing from you guys, the feedback, the comments on my YouTube videos, and for reaching out to me directly. I love hearing from you. It's always appreciated. Now, to answer these two questions, first I want to make sure you guys have seen my other videos. I've done a couple videos now on how to choose your college major and I'll have links in the description down below. And I also did one a few months ago about high-level tips or strategies that I wish I had before I started college. So again, I'll have links. Definitely check those videos out. I think that would really be helpful if you haven't seen that already. Let's say you have seen those videos and you're still struggling or you're still not sure what to do or what major you want to enroll in now. If you are going straight into your first year, straight out of high school, guys, you don't have to declare a major immediately. So that's one thing that you have to keep in mind. And I think you can use your first year as a way to just sit in a variety of courses and classes and to see what you like, what you don't like. Maybe when you go to a math class there, the teacher is awesome and you can actually pick up mathematics very quickly. You don't know that unless you try. So I really recommend that you try a variety of classes, of courses, and see how things go without declaring a major. There is no pressure for you to do so. Second thing I want you to do is just change your mindset in terms of how you are deciding what major you want. It's very important to chase the career. When I say chase the career, I mean that you are going to forget about what majors you want. Instead, go after the careers that you're thinking about. So instead of thinking about marketing, mathematics, English major, think about what you want to do. Think about the career you want to get into or the industry you want to get into. I think this is really going to be helpful and really goes towards the philosophy of thinking with the end in mind. What do you want? Where do you want to be in 10 years, 20 years, or what kind of industry do you want to be in? And once you determine that, you work backwards. You find out what the education requirements are, what kind of experience you're going to need, and what kind of schooling you're going to need to get that experience. So let's say for now that you want to get into a marketing major. That's awesome, but what industry, what company do you want to work for? And how do you see your role in that company? And if you can't answer those questions, then how do you know if marketing is for you as a major? So again, it's really important to emphasize the need for you to chase the career first rather than the major now. Now, the other thing that I noticed in the email was the topic about financial stability. And I totally understand you want to get yourself into a major that will result in a good career for you so that you can afford nice things. It will give you a stable income. It will give you financial security, build wealth, buy a nice car, buy a home. I get that. But right now, I want you to put that aside because none of that really matters right now. What's more important is that you pick a major that connects with you, with your strengths, with your values, with your philosophy, where you want to go, your passions, and all of that stuff. Really what's important is that you chase the skills. Once you hit that career level, you're working in an industry, the major that you decide to choose doesn't really matter. What really matters are the skills you pick up through your work experience. And when you start chasing the skills, the money will follow. When you have a really strong skill set, when you have a high level of expertise, employers are going to want you and they're going to pay you for that expertise. So that's way more important later down the road in terms of establishing how much you're worth. You want to really pick up the skills, and that means finding a career path or an industry that you're really going to enjoy to help foster that type of mindset so that you want to learn more, so that you enjoy going to work, so that you want to do more and gain more experience, and as a result, you're going to be worth more. The two go hand in hand. I would rather chase the skills and let the money follow rather than try to find the right major that will theoretically pay you more. But if you think about it, what happens is if you go into a major that you don't enjoy, you don't show up for work with 100% enthusiasm, you have no passion for the job, and that shows. And that means you're not going to learn as much because your boss will see that you don't care about the work or that you don't deliver good results. They're not going to give you the opportunities to grow. And as a result, you don't have the skills, and you might be in an industry, you might even be a lawyer or a doctor, it doesn't even matter. You could have a high level of education. Your median income is pretty good, but you could be earning a lot more, but you just don't have the skill set for it. So it's really important to chase the skills and not the money. So let's say you're still stuck. You don't know what major you want to get into because you don't know what industry you want to get into, or you don't know what companies you want to work for. I get that. So the other alternative is to look at the people. Go within your network. And by the way, I always encourage students to reach out to people in industry for a networking opportunity. That means asking them for coffee, asking them out for lunch, and paying for their coffee and lunch to spend half an hour with them and get to know these people. And the point of this is to not just pick their brain and ask them how they like their job, but also to ask them about what their tips or advice might be to get you into that industry, or to ask them what their thoughts are in terms of the viability of that industry. If it's going to continue to climb or excel, or is it declining, and are there layoffs? You really want to get that insight. But through that networking, you're going to be meeting people that you're going to be clicking with. You're going to meet people that you'll realize are super smart, that really have their game together, that aren't just earning a paycheck, but they really enjoy what they do, and they're really giving back, and they're really developing their industry and real leaders of their industry. You're going to find these people. What I want you guys to think about is to open your mind to chase that person, talking about working with that person. And they might be in an industry that you might not care for, but because they are so good at what they do, and they are so inspiring, and they're very unusual from the rest of the set of people, they make great leaders. And I think you can learn a lot from them. That is an opportunity that a lot of people everywhere else have never experienced before. And I think if you have the opportunity to work with someone like that, I would recommend that you take advantage of that. You take the major that will get you that opportunity to work with that type of person, and you spend that time and you climb that ladder together. You let them be your mentor, and you work together, and you really try to absorb as much information from him or her. I think that'd be a great opportunity. I know that this thinking might be a little bit different and quite uncomfortable, But this is another approach that I'm just throwing out there. Obviously, you don't have to take it. Where all the other tips and advice that I've already provided don't really pan out for you, I think this is something that you might want to look into. Now, my final advice pertains to the part of these emails where the person writing to me is telling me about their weaknesses and their strengths, and they're really emphasizing to me what they're good at, what they're not good at, in particular if they're introverted, if they're not good at math. What I will say is you should follow your strengths. Right now, focus on your strengths. Don't worry about building up your weaknesses. You really want to capitalize on what you're good at. It's just not a good idea at this point to use this as a means to build that up. I think you should really focus on your strengths right now. And as a general principle and my own philosophy, I really believe in building up on your existing strengths rather than trying to make up for your weaknesses. That's it, guys. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have a question that you'd like me to answer in a future video, go to my website 101mentoring.com. Submit your questions to me that way. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up button. And if you really liked it, please hit that subscribe button. Guys, remember, I'm here to mentor you to a rewarding career and to help you create a life you're proud of. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.